The Chief Constable of Essex says he expects to lose hundreds and hundreds of police posts if government cuts go ahead as predicted. Jim Barker-McArdle fears he will lose £45 million from his budget, which could force a revolution over the way the service is run.
The Chief Constable of Essex says he has to hold his nerve in dealing with the pending cuts. He expects hundreds of job losses. He expects they will have to design a new blueprint for policing. In other words, Essex Police will be shaken up from top to bottom. One target will be what he describes as the monster of bureaucracy his staff have had to work under.
We go out of our way to survive scrutiny from any and every bean counter and auditor in existence. But this obsession with being able to count everything, this obsession with being slave to the audit machinery at every level in the organisation is palpable nonsense. And I'm in the nice position of being able to say, I don't care who wants me to do it, I can't afford to do it anymore and I'm not going to.
The Essex chief doesn't accept another chief constable's claim that crime may rise if police officer numbers fall. In fighting talk, he says they'll simply be smaller but more productive. Across the region, posts have been frozen and forces are collaborating more to save cash. Essex and Kent Police have a joint team fighting serious and organised crime.
We've got some fantastic operational benefits out of the work that we've done. Had we gone alone just with ourselves in Essex, it would have cost us hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds more, and we wouldn't have got the significant benefits that we have got operationally.
Police forces have repeatedly warned the cuts will change the face of policing. The Essex Chief Constable says it will be a revolution.
And we have to find hope in this, because I still think whatever the horrors of the here and now, in 4 years' time, the people of Essex will have an even better value for money force.
But frontline police fear that will be at a cost to public and officer safety. Sally Chidzoi, BBC Look East, Essex.
The property services company Connaught has gone into administration. Norwich City Council uses Connaught to maintain its council houses and empty the bins, and the company has 600 staff in the city. The administrators will try to run the business in the short term, but can't rule out redundancies. A group of travellers who were moved off an illegal site in Essex have set up on private land just 2 miles away. Basildon Council cleared 7 illegal pitches from Greenbelt land at Hove Fields yesterday. It says the law had to be upheld despite the cost.
Just hours after setting up on land owned by a sports club, these travellers are given a last-minute reprieve. Essex police say that for now at least, they have no plans to move them on. But you appreciate you're here illegally?
I do. Obviously we take into account we are here illegally, but obviously it's an illegal campsite. But there yesterday we were staying in our own private plot of land that we actually bought and purchased ourselves.
Around a dozen families who've pitched illegally on this Greenbelt land by the A127 were forced to leave by Basildon Council. Some have been here 10 years. Today the bulldozers moved in to clear the site while EDF engineers checked the power supply. Quite poignant actually. I can see children's toys, records and some books in amongst the rubble. Now the council say that all this has to be returned to Greenbelt land, something like that field over there. Local residents talk of intimidation by the travellers. One said they threw bricks through her windows. The travellers in turn told me how they're victimised because of their lifestyle. One thing not in dispute is the £3 million the council has spent over 5 years dealing with illegal travellers.
I think it's fair to say I'd rather spend it on services, but at the end of the day we have a decision of the law courts. We can't ignore that, it would be wrong to ignore that. So it's money well spent on upholding the law.
The council has offered them homes. The travellers say they want legal sites. Alex Dunlop, BBC Look East, Basildon.
MPs from Norfolk met the Transport Minister this morning to call for better rail services. The franchise to run trains across East Anglia will be taken away from National Express and put out to tender. The MPs say whoever gets the new contract must improve the service. Posters advertising the Stansted Express train have been banned for claiming it gets into London in 35 minutes. The Advertising Standards Authority says the journey to central London actually takes 45 minutes. National Express East Anglia says it didn't mean to mislead and is taking the posters down. The commentary box at Norwich City's football ground will be named after BBC Radio Norfolk's Roy Waller, who died in July. Roy commentated on matches at Carrow Road for more than 20 years, covering hundreds of games. The Roy Waller commentary box will be officially named before the Barnsley match on Saturday.